Приветствую всех. Будем сегодня обсуждать очень важную новость. И сегодня нашим переводчиком будет, как всегда, Виктор.
Hello, everyone. So we're here back today. We're going to talk about a very important question. If you guys have any question, keep them at the end, and we'll try to be as clear as possible. And this meeting is going to be as short as possible. Thank you.
Сегодня будет важная тема про инвесторов, которые взяли в рассрочку доли компании.
So we're going to discuss today a very important question about the investors and their shares in the company.
Я думаю, что не все понимают важность того, когда покупаются доли в рассрочке и не оплачиваются вовремя или вообще перестают быть оплаченными.
So we believe that the investors that are buying shares and have to pay them in rates, I don't think they understand how important it is to pay the rates on time, and how important is the investment of each one of them.
У нас очень много инвесторов, которые взяли рассрочку и не оплачивают дальше.
We have a lot of investors that bought the shares with monthly payments, and most of them did not pay those shares on time, and that is not a good thing for the company.
Компания взяла на себя смелость и построила планы, но эти планы напрямую зависят от своевременных платежей данных рассрочек.
So the company took the responsibility to make plans based on the investors that took those shares, and they said that they will pay them in rates, and that didn't happen. So now the plans are affected directly by the fact that those rates are not paid on time.
Мы видим список инвесторов, и, к примеру, инвестор взял рассрочку в $10 000 в апреле, и вот уже в июле третья просрочка.
So we're looking at some of the investors. For example, one investor took shares of 10,000 in April, and the end of the limit of the time to be paid, it's passed three times past due, and those shares were not paid yet.
Компания изначально считает все инвестиции, которые берутся в рассрочку, и делается математический просчет, и наши действия напрямую зависят от перспективы заходящих этих инвестиций.
All these shares that are sold in monthly rates are taken in calculation for the plans for the company for the future. And when the rates are not paid on time, of course, the company takes a hit and the plans are slowing down, and that affects the development of the company directly.
Соответственно, если человек взял такую рассрочку и остановился, то, если сделал один платеж и больше не делал, то мы не можем дальше развиваться. Компания не может дальше идти и развиваться именно вовремя, в то время, которое мы изначально указали, написали по дорожной карте на сайте или в нашем бизнес-плане.
So all those people and the investors that bought these shares and they said that they'll pay monthly, the price of them, don't understand the fact that our plans now are gonna slow down, and the plans that we told you and the plans that we said are gonna happen and sometime now are not gonna be happening at the same time, because the funds are not where they have to be when we made those calculations. So now we're a little bit behind, and we're going to be a little bit behind on all the plans to happen on time.
В связи с этим я хочу объявить очень важную информацию.
So I say that you want to tell them something very important.
Все те, кто взяли рассрочки и остановился по какой-либо причине, или не оплачивают рассрочки в графике, которые нужно соблюдать, дивидендов не будет, пока полностью не будет закрыта вот эта рассрочка, оплачена эта рассрочка.
So all those investors that bought shares that they had to pay monthly on monthly rates, all the dividends are going to be stopped at this time because until they will pay off all the rates that they said that they'll pay in time. And then after that, we're going to start paying the dividends again because otherwise they're getting paid on something they didn't pay for.
Потому что мы уже идем к своей цели. Мы уже закончили первый этап патентирования и успели подать вовремя все патентные заявки во все страны, которые мы изначально пообещали и имели в бизнес-плане. Были по выставкам, где мы показали свой продукт и убедились, что всем нравится, и убедились, что будут продажи нашего зеркала.
So because even though they didn't pay the rates on time, we still moved on and we applied in each country for a patent. We still moved forward and went to shows and showed the mirror how good it is, and everybody said it's a great product. So we're gonna still keep going forward with those that want to help us, or without them. We're still gonna move on and make this company very, very successful.
Мы договорились уже с потенциальными заводами, делаем сейчас схему для производства, и она очень дорогая. Делаем планы по созданию искусственного интеллекта, который будет внедрен в нашу систему, в наше зеркало. И у нас есть уже десяток прототипов за этот год, которые мы постепенно улучшали и работали с ними.
We already have negotiations with few factories that are going to sell us components to build the mirror, and the negotiations are going on at the moment. We already know that this product is going to be selling very well on the market. We are talking to them, having some great negotiation terms. And the moment we start buying these components, we're going to start building the mirror, and it's going to be on the market to be sold. So we want to take with us those that are helping us, and they are paying the rates on the schedule that we offered them. So that is a very important news also, and the fact that we're still going to be moving forward, but probably we're going to stop paying the dividends on those that purchased shares by monthly rates.
Наши зеркала прекрасно себя показали в разных городах, и мы сейчас выходим как раз на ту стадию, когда мы хотим начинать производство, но для этого нам нужно, чтобы те, кто взял на себя обязательства и взял пакеты долей и рассрочки, чтобы обязательно закрыли эти рассрочки и попали по графику, либо их доплатили до конца, чтобы было согласно графику, потому что по-другому мы не сможем прийти к нашей цели вовремя.
So we did show the mirror in a lot of cities, and everybody liked it. And now we're asking that those that purchased shares and rates for monthly payments to pay them off as soon as possible, so we can meet our quota for the plans that we made and the funds that we thought we're gonna have. So we can keep developing our plan and move forward on the plan that we put together.
Если вы будете брать рассрочки и будете ее бросать, мы не придем к нашей цели вовремя. И если вы стали инвестором, то вы должны быть инвестором на все 100%, а не на 5%. Поэтому вы должны соблюдать график. Это ваше обязательное. Вы должны соблюдать этот график.
So those that took shares with monthly payments, there's a schedule by which you have to follow. And all we ask you to just be responsible and be a 100% investor, not a 5 or a 10% investor. And all we ask for you to just be responsible and pay those rates on time by the schedule that we offered you.
То есть взятые рассрочки на какой-то стадии не считаются. Только полностью выплаченная рассрочка, либо если вы соблюдаете график. То есть дивиденды будут для тех, кто соблюдает график, но не будут для тех, кто бросил, либо не платит рассрочки вовремя.
So what we're trying to tell you that, of course, we welcome everybody to invest, but those investors that purchased shares to be paid monthly, we ask you to just pay on time, and those who pay on time and they fully paid the shares will have dividends, but those that took shares and they did not pay them on time or did not pay them fully, they will not be paid dividends as we agreed upon, that you get paid only if you pay the shares that you said that you were going to.
Сегодня была встреча, и меня спрашивали про дивиденды. Но как мы можем создать партнерство, если мы не можем закончить инструкцию сборки для производства? Ведь это связано друг с другом. Что с нашей стороны требуется, мы уже все сделали. Мы подключили провайдера. И теперь можно инвестировать в любой точке мира с Visa или с MasterCard. Поэтому есть, конечно, и другие возможности. Об этом уже можно на сайте видеть. Но все, что требуется, мы уже подключили. Теперь ход инвесторов, которые писали в поддержку, чтобы мы подключили Visa и MasterCard, мы все выполнили.
For those investors that said that they wanted to invest, but the platform was not allowing them to do so, now we did all that work. We did hire some people. We paid them to do that, to make that platform, so you can pay with a Visa or MasterCard. Then we are trying to, the instructions are almost ready, and we'll have to pay for that too. So we can take it from the engineer and use it to build the mirrors. But now, based on the plans that we made, we can't finish those plans because the funds are not there when we made the calculations based on the shares that the investors said that they'll pay by the schedule that we offered them. So right now we're a little bit behind, but hopefully everybody understands that the platform works very, very well, and anyone from all around the world can invest on our platform. And we urge the investors that have schedules to pay off the shares that they booked to be paid on monthly payments.
Если есть какие-то вопросы, можете задавать. Тут нас немного, поэтому мы успеем.
So if there are any questions, please go ahead and ask them. It's not many of us today here on the English broadcast, but go ahead.
У нас 3 гостя сегодня.
So we have 3 guests besides the team of Dilan Mirror.
Симона имеет один вопрос, да?
Yes, Simona, go ahead. Да, Arun Drabani. What is the question? Simona, they're going to turn on the microphone for you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello, Simona,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks.
My question is about the people who have actually a few installment packages and they've paid a few of them and a few haven't. Because I have people that have the maximum, I know the site have the maximum of 3 installments, and sometimes they can pay on time and sometimes they cannot. So how about the dividends for the people who have a few installments and with a few they're on time and with a few they're late?
Okay, let me translate for him. Deci ea întreabă ce se întâmplă cu persoanele care, posibil că tu ai răspuns de amul, care au plătit câteva installmenturi și altele nu le-au plătit, la altele au fost mai întârziet și la altele nu întârziet.
На данный момент мы рассматриваем инвесторов, которые уже опоздали на большой срок, а большой срок, ну, это уже неделя и больше. Поэтому не будут считаться для них дивиденды, пока они не закроют рассрочку полностью. Потому что, ну, представьте, кто-то берет кредит в банк. Что происходит, если не оплатить этот кредит до конца? Также и у нас. У нас стартап, инвестор взял на себя обязательства. И если он взял рассрочку, он взял на себя обязательства. Эти обязательства нужно выполнять. И нужно закрыть полностью рассрочку, либо своевременно оплачивать ее. Иначе выходит, что мы не будем считать для него дивиденды.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So what he said is that those that did not pay the installments in full probably not going to have the dividends, because if we take the example at the bank, when you take a credit, you have to pay on time. So those that did not pay fully and are late about a month or something, they're not going to have dividends. But as soon as they pay off all the installments, they're going to get back to pay the dividends, because as we said in the meeting today earlier, we made plans based on the dividends. Based on the installments that the investors said they were going to buy. I mean, the shares, and now those plans are going to slow down because the funds are not enough to pay for the instruction, which is almost ready. We talked to some manufacturers that are going to create components for us, and now everything's going to slow down a little bit because the funds are not where they had to be when we made the calculations, which we obviously made the plans from. So this is what pretty much the whole meeting was about before you came in.
Well,
So
yes, I understand, but it's always like this with the people. Like there are always people who open installments and they don't pay them. But so do I understand correctly that if they pay their installments until what time? Like if you pay dividends for in next year, if they pay their installments by the next year, they will still get the full dividends.
repeat the question one more time, please.
My question is, if the dividends are going to be paid next year, if the people, even though they're late, pay their installments by the next year, are they still going to get the dividends?
Okay, let me ask Василий. Василий, она спрашивает, что если инвесторы заплатят все это, они получат дивиденды в следующем году?
Дивиденды будут к концу этого года, но вряд ли успеем, потому что процесс затягивается с инструкцией. И главное, что мы запустим производство в этом году, а дивиденды автоматически появятся к началу 25-го или в середине, потому что это стартап. Будем запустить производство, и, соответственно, дивиденды за ними будут. Раз в семестр будут.
So if you want to, I understood him actually. I'm sorry. So basically, if we're planning to have the dividends by the end of this year, 2024, so those who are late have to pay next month. Is that correct?
So the whole idea is that Vasily says that everybody should pay everything on time because now we're behind all the plans.
I understand. I understand his point. My idea is that I have to explain it to the people, and there are people who are already late. So what do I tell them?
So for them to pay everything on time, the dividends will start maybe for the beginning of the 2025, but it's not a guarantee. That's what he's trying to say. It could start at the middle of 2025, but this is going to go on if the investors don't understand that the funds are very important to move on and go by the schedule that we made. If people don't pay on time, this is going to go on and the dividends might move even further to be paid because we're trying to start the production. The moment we start production, Yeah, I'm just explaining in general, whoever's going to listen to this.
Yes, I understand. My question is specifically for the ones who are already late. I mean, if it's gonna
If
be okay
they're
for them, if they.
If they already
Yeah.
late, they're not going to get paid dividends until they pay off everything.
Okay, I
They're
got
not
it.
going to get dividends. Yeah, they're not getting dividends. Only for those that are going to pay off, then we can something. It's a different story for them. But those that did not pay, no, they will not be. There will not be no dividends for them.
Неправда. Будут получать дивиденды, если они вовремя платят эту рассрочку. Например, они платят в начале месяца, и они это продолжают делать каждый месяц. То да, они будут получать дивиденды. А те, кто не платят вовремя, либо остановились полностью на половине пути, да, например, они взяли рассрочку на 10 месяцев, а оплатили только за 2, и уже прошло полгода, и они только на 2 оплатили месяца, то они не будут получать.
That's okay. So let me translate again. So those that have installments and they paid for only few of them, but then they stopped, they're not going to have dividends. But if there's investors that are paying their installments and keep paying installments, yes, they will have dividends. So that's yeah. So did you understand what I said? It's a little bit different.
Yeah, I understand. They want the people to pay fully their installments.
Yeah. So if they paid only few installments and they stopped, no dividends. But if you keep paying on time and you catch up to the payments, then the dividends are going to be active.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry for the misunderstanding. So I didn't understand, I guess, the question. Any other questions?
У нас есть 10 минут, мы начинаем Zoom на русском языке, поэтому пусть либо спросят, если есть какие-то вопросы, либо мы должны приготовиться к следующему Zoom.
If you guys have any other questions, there's less than 10 minutes left, and the meeting in Russian is going to start. So if there's any other questions, remember there's recorded Zoom on this meeting. You guys can rewatch it.
Есть он прибавлен чат.
At the beginning of this project, I bought a pack, but never paid for it. Can I pay for in full now?
Мы будем рады, если он оплатит полностью его сейчас. Это возможно, пусть напишет в поддержке.
So yes, they're saying that they will be happy for you to pay in full, and they will activate you as your dividends. So go right into the chat for customer support, and they're going to help you. And thank you for the question. And another question: when should investors be expecting dividend from the company? Like we said at the beginning, the dividends will start probably, but it's not a guarantee, in 2025. Они спросили, когда дивиденды будут заплачены.
Мы начнем производство и, соответственно, после продаж раз в семестр будем оплачивать дивиденды. В планах запустить производство по франшизе в этом году, к концу этого года, до конца этого года, либо в начале 25-го.
So we're trying to start the franchise and the production of the mirror at the end of this year or at the beginning of 2025. The moment that starts, dividends should be active and we should start paying them. But it's not a guarantee that everything's going to go to plan, because, like at the beginning of this meeting, we said the installments were not paid on time. So we're a little bit behind on the plans that we made based on the installments and the shares that investors said that they bought and they're going to pay for them. So it's not a guarantee, but we hope everything's going to plan. If not, the latest, middle of 2025, we should have dividends coming in. When is the product going to market?
С Punikasfi будет запись этого эфира, и там найдут все ответы.
So guys, we already said this at the beginning. We are going to start the production either at the end of this year or the beginning of the next year. Please watch the Zoom recording because we did talk about this at the beginning.
Мгм.
So we're trying to start production next year at the beginning or midway at half of the 2025, if everything goes by plan, as we mentioned at the beginning.
Но
So
я буду стараться к концу этого года запустить производство по франшизе в разных заводах.
we are trying to start franchising and production by the end of this year. That's the plan. That's what we're trying to do. There's no guarantee, but we're trying.
Спасибо всем. Мы должны готовиться к следующему зуму. До следующих прямых эфиров следить за новостями и до скорых встреч.
Thank you very much. Please follow the news. We have to get ready for the next Zoom. Thank you so much, guys. And you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.